Greetings everyone, all my fellow cosplayers and gamers. Got Blue Ranger Power here, coming to you with my very first top 10 of the Resident Evil series. This is my top 10 favorite enemies from Resident Evil. These are not just enemies, some of these are going to be bosses, some of them are just going to be regular enemies. And pretty much, maybe in the future I'll do another video of just enemies in general, or just one of just bosses. Well, anyway, let's get started. Number 10, zombies. You can't have a top 10 of the Resident Evil list without mentioning zombies, because they're just pretty much one of the most known enemy in the Resident Evil franchise. Sad to say it, the way the game series is going. I've been hearing talk that they're going to get rid of zombies altogether and Umbrella Corporation, but they'll say I'm a little concerned about that, but I won't get into that right now. It's for a future video. But zombies first appeared in the original Resident Evil. Yeah, they like to bite and infect you, and you get bitten enough times, you're going to die if you don't have healing powers or herbs. Sometimes they go down with a few shots, but then sometimes they tend to be stubborn and keep getting back on you. You walk on them, then they bite your ankle. You have to kick them or step on their head. But they've been in almost every Resident Evil game except a few handfuls of them. Well, they're just a classic enemy altogether, and they're the zombies. Always want to get you. All right, now number 9. Nemesis. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right. If I'm pronouncing it wrong, please forgive me. He first appeared in Resident Evil Code Veronica in the mid-game boss. He was one of the creationists of Alexia with a little violence. He got injected to someone, and then pretty much it's like the son of Tyrant in a way, if you want to call that. Has his arm he has tentacles popped out, and the only way to kill him, you have to shoot him in the chest. He has a little exposed chest, and he's blind too, but he's really good at hearing. He's a bit of an asshole, but once you kill him, you feel relieved. And he's just an all-around pretty crazy boss. You just have to know how to kill him, and he is no easy foe. You just have to know the right sweet spots. But hey, his first appearance was Code Veronica. Code Veronica X had to kill him as Claire. Alright, now to number 8 will be Hunters. Hunters are those lizard-looking guys. First appeared in Resident Evil 1. They were also in Resident Evil 5, I believe, and also were in Code Veronica X because Wesker wanted to send them to take down Chris. Hunters are they're assholes. If you don't know if you not get rid of them ahead of time, they can strike you in a matter of seconds. Especially the poisonous ones, when they poison you, that's like the worst one because they slowly kills you and they slow you down. Pretty much, from what I hear, it's like a big blast particular. The handgun, you could attempt to kill them, but killing them with a handgun's really easier said than done. Hunters all around, they're a crazy enemy, so they had to be in this list. Their first appearance, like I said, first appearance was Resident Evil 1, and to this very day, they're still remaining a big part of the Resident Evil franchise. Alright, now to the next one. Number 7, Cerberus. There's a little misconception of what these things are. A lot of people call them zombie dogs, but the correct name is Cerberus. First appeared in Resident Evil 1, they were also in Resident Evil 2. I think Resident Evil 3, there was a different version of them in Resident Evil 4, but they weren't like the ones that we all know and love. And they're also in Resident Evil 5. Pretty much, they're like it's a black dog that turned into all mutated and stuff. Like, in a way it is zombie dog, but the correct name is Cerberus. Yep, all around they bite you, they're quick, they know how to get you. And all around they're actually a pretty cool little enemy to fight. They're just bastards. They're little bastard dogs. Yeah, they're another part of the Resident Evil franchise. Number 6 will be Tyrant. Very first big boss in the Resident Evil series. First appeared in Resident Evil 1. A very well-known enemy. A product of the Umbrella Corporation. And pretty much everyone best knows Tyrant for being one of the big bosses in the games. But in all honesty, like, he was in only like 2 or 3 games. First appeared in the original Resident Evil. Yeah, as one of the last bosses. Tyrant was also in Resident Evil Survivor. And also they had a Tyrant in Code Veronica as a sub-boss. All honestly, they're pretty jacked up enemies. They're tough. You just have to know how to kill them. Like using the grenade rounds or acid rounds. But think about those things. You have to know what weapons to use and know how to handle them. And they're just all around crazy. Alright, number 5, Lickers. First appeared in Resident Evil 2. Those are like another mutated things for the T virus outbreak. First appeared in Resident Evil 2. Long tongues, and they claw you left and right. They can climb on the walls. They're like mutated spiders in a way. But they're all honestly crazy enemies. They were also in. I think they were in Resident Evil 5. They put them in the remake of Resident Evil 2, but they are definitely a big part of Resident Evil history. They're also in Survivor. It's not the biggest name in Resident Evil, but it still is a part of the story in a way. But Lickers, another good one. Number 4. He needs no introduction. Mr. X. First appeared in Resident Evil 2. He was also in like the Umbrella Chronicles games for the Wii, but his main one is this Resident Evil 2. He was dropped by a helicopter and was harassing Leon and Claire and the police station. He just chases you, punches you, and he's just an asshole. He knows where he's after the G virus, which was around Sherry's neck with her pendant, and then got him away to this pharmaceutical lab, to where she was. He actually is one of the final bosses away, but you have to shoot him like many different times because he'll break through walls, destroy things. And honestly, he's also a big part of the series. In the remake, he's also in the remake, but he's a bigger asshole in the remake. But in the original game, if you beat him in the original game, he drops ammunition and stuff, but in the remake, he doesn't do that at all. He's actually a bigger threat in the remake. The old game, he was still a threat, but not as big, but in newer games, he's a giant asshole. And he's definitely a big part of the story as well. Number 3. I despise these things. The giant spiders. First appeared in Resident Evil 1. They've been in quite a few games. They're in Resident Evil 1, 2, 3. Not the remakes, unfortunately, because I was not too happy about that. Even though they're fucking creepy bastards, they're still a big part of the series. Like Resident Evil 1, I mean, when they did remake the original one, they put them all creepy, hairy like tarantulas in there. Oh, that was creepy, but still, giant spiders are creepy, but they're still a big part of the series as well. Annoying, venomous. Oh, actually, they were in Code Veronica as well, except they're a lot more deadly, and one of them was a boss. Yeah, I'm trying to get the Ashford family boss thing. But the giant spiders, ugh, they're creepy, but big part of the story. And they definitely deserve a part in this list. Now, number 2, William Burton. He needs no introduction. He has a lot of forms. William Burton is the father of Sherry Burton, who was in Resident Evil 2. First appeared in Resident Evil 2. And I think that was his only appearance, to be honest. Also in the remake as well, but that's just a remake, so it's really not a second appearance, it's just a reappearance in a way. William Burton was a big person at the Umbrella Corporation lab, was a scientist over there, created the G virus, and then when he got shot, he ejected himself and became a mutated version. And thinking about them, he's transformed many different times. He's just an all-around crazy boss. He definitely had to be in this top 10 list. Definitely is a crazy person. He's dead set on killing for that virus. He'll do whatever he has to, including killing his own wife, Annette Birkin. But alright, and now, before I get to my number pick, here's some honorable mentions. The Bandersnatcher, first appeared in Code Veronica, and the Gulpworm in Code Veronica, and also in the original Resident Evil. And then the Generator, first appeared in Resident Evil 4. Now for my number 1 enemy. That is Nemesis. Nemesis, he is like one of the scariest people in my opinion. He's just all-around cool. He's a mutated version of somebody injected with some chemicals from the Umbrella Corporation. He's just an all-around crazy boss. He makes Mr. X look easy from the original games. I call me crazy, but I still prefer the original games compared to the remakes. I like the remakes a lot, but I still prefer the original ones. Yeah, but Nemesis, in Resident Evil 3, he was a lot scarier than Mr. X in Resident Evil 2. He had a bazooka, had a machine gun, he actually could run. Definitely deserves a part in this top 10 list. All around great boss, great villain, great part of the story. Love to see him come in a future game, not including the remake, but have him come back somehow. Not sure how to do it, but it'd be something cool to see with that. Yep, alright everyone. That pretty much. Do you guys have your favorite enemies that I probably should have included? Or have your own picks? Let me know in the comment section below. And if you guys want, let me know. I'll do a separate video for top 10 regular enemies, the top 10 bosses. And that would be really cool to do. Alright, everyone, let me know what you think of the comics. Drop a like if you enjoyed it. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. Alrighty, Blue Ranger out.